This idea has been bouncing around in my head for a while, so I wanted to share it with all of you guys because I think it could really help bring a lot of players back to the game and keep them interested in the game. What am I talking about here? Well, mainly this has to do with dimension missions and this little thing in the top right corner that I think a lot of us just forget about. This is a support character tier list, not tier list, and it basically cycles every day. You can refresh it for gold, and the gold that it costs goes up, and then you can see here there's a chance to get different characters, and there's always one of those 5 characters in slot 5 is always like a rare character. So you got Clea, Ironheart, Inferno, Kid Kaiju. These are like premium, quote-unquote premium characters, right? Agent Venom, Vulture. So you can farm certain characters' bios from this list, right? From Magic all the way to Crescent. It's a really cool idea. This was really, really good when it was implemented like 3-4 years ago, 5 years ago. I honestly can't remember when. I want to say, you know what? He came out in 2018, so it was probably 6 years ago. That was probably the last update that update, that featured this kind of stuff here. So maybe it was 6 years ago. Yeah. And it basically revolves around this, but the idea that I have, it can be applied to other content, right? But essentially what it means is, or what my idea is to have more events around this kind of content in a limited manner. So we already have limited events. We have some going on right now, like the Cosmic Core, like Groot's login thing. And these are good events, don't get me wrong, but they just kind of represent generic, some of them represent generic rewards. I think Cosmic Core is actually very, very good. I wouldn't change anything about that or whatever, replace it. But for example, for Groot, you're like, yeah, I just get like extra gold, and I get some daily chest that has like some stuff, right? These are just kind of like stuff. But people don't log in. Most players are not going to log in to get some energy or to get some Mcron crystals or whatever, right? They log in for the characters. They download the game again for the characters, for the uniforms, right? For the Marvel brand, not for the items that you've created an artificial scarcity for that they then have to farm. So what they need to do to bring back a lot of players, in my opinion, obviously make the game better. That goes without saying, but create more events to allow players to farm in some way, farm paywall characters. Because yes, there are a bunch of paywall characters here, but man, they've added a bunch since then, which is like not really the elephant in the room, but we've sort of talked about it. We haven't also talked about it. They don't really release free characters anymore. They released Man-Thing, which was really cool, but like every year they release 3 or 4 characters. One of them is native tier 3 or whatever, which is in a way free. And then the other bunch, right, like Omega Red, Cassandra Nova, etc., they're all paywall characters. They're all paywall. So there's tons of new paywalls. There's even like old paywalls that you wouldn't necessarily want, like Namor at this point, right? Has kind of been replaced. But even Namor's not here. Namor's an old ass character. He came out with the original Silver Surfer. So why is he not? Isn't he on this list? Well, you're probably saying to yourself, okay, Alex, so basically your whole video is just crying that we should ask the devs to update this list. Yes and no. Like, yeah, sure. A very easy, very lazy way to do it is to just update this list with newer paywall characters. Not the newest, not Omega Red, not Cassandra Nova, but like add the characters from the next year, from 2019. Add the characters from 2020. Like, my God, it's been 4 years, man. But in addition to that, what they need to do is they need to construct some sort of like, they're kind of like comeback events, okay? And I realize that these events would not be very hype for whales and for veterans who have maxed out all of these characters because there's not as much for you to get, for sure. They could have something where whales can convert the bios to like gold or whatever, so they can always do a workaround. But basically, having events to farm paywall characters with a limit, let's say like 10 bios, 50 bios limit, whatever, 100 bios limits, or have certain bios like, hey, to celebrate Agatha all along, we're going to be putting, whatever, Cassandra Nova's bios in the Dimension mission for the next week. So for the next week, for the next 7 days, when you farm Dimension mission, there's like a 500% chance that when you're re-rolling here, boom, instead of Gwenpool, or instead of Vulture, or instead of Satana, it's going to be Cassandra Nova, just for the next week to celebrate Agatha all along. Do you kind of get where I'm going with this? And they do these events to bring players back in, like, yo, for a limited time to celebrate the X-Men 97 update, you can farm Sabretooth and Omega Red bios. These are premium characters. and you can farm them for a limited time for free. Wow, isn't that so cool? You know what? It is cool. It is cool. And then content creators would further advertise these events, not only by advertising the events, but then by going back and looking at the characters and being like, hey, I'm going to re-review Sabretooth. I'm going to re-review this character or that character and show the players how good they are. And then the players get more interested. It's like a positive loop, positive feedback loop to like advertise the game for free for them and also to bring in more players, right? And here's the thing. You put a cap on it, whatever. You can farm 10 bios just to unlock the character, or you can farm 50 bios or 100 bios. Maybe you don't put a cap on it, but you do the math and players like won't be able to farm more than like 100, 200 bios, whatever. So then the player has a decision to make. They've unlocked their new 1-star Sabretooth or whatever, 3-star Sabretooth, and they're like, man, I kind of want to get him all the way up. You've started the fire, right? You don't have like a raging inferno, but you've started the fire. And now the player's like, man, I got this Sabretooth for free. I'm free to play. I've got him for free. But you know what? This game's pretty fun. Maybe I will throw a couple of dollars at the game and get this pack or that pack so I can max out Sabretooth, or I can get a Stark stash so I can save up money, save up crystals, whatever, to buy this and to buy that. You see what I'm saying? So now you get players coming back for free, and then you get the possibility of them being so excited by what you've given them for free that they then want to spend more money, right? Because you're basically targeting two types of players. You're targeting players who are not playing, which is always good. You're targeting players who are playing and who don't really have like a good reason to keep playing, and they're kind of like on the borderline of quitting. And then you're also targeting players who don't spend money, right? So you're targeting, in my opinion, a lot of people, right? Because you're targeting all the people that play and don't spend money, the people who are about to quit, and the people who have already quit. That's a huge, huge, huge market for people, in my opinion. The only kind of downside to this is that it's obviously going to eat into the sales, and I put sales in quotations here because I don't know how well these sales are doing. I don't imagine they're doing very well, but I could be wrong. But the sales of this sub and this sub, right? Obviously, if they're going to do events where they advertise some of these bios for free, it's going to hurt the profits of these two subscriptions. I imagine we're only going to see an event like what I'm talking about, when these subscriptions get so low, get to like, I don't know, the double digits or maybe triple digits. I don't know. Maybe I don't imagine they're above triple digits right now. I could be wrong. If there's more than 999 people that buy this on a monthly basis, I would be surprised. I know there are some whales out there. This is going to sound crazy, but there are some whales out there who just buy the sub just because it's only $10. And there's like, I'm just going to collect, like, it's just like free bio farming for them. It's not that they care. They have like millions of bios and they have infinity tickets for new uniforms anyways. So it's not like they need the bios for anything. Like they have like 100 of these, right? Because they buy them out in the shop and whatever. But they're like, yeah, I'll just get extra bios. I'll get extra rank up material. I only have like 500,000 bios. I need more in case something happens, right? So I imagine there's probably like 50 to 100 whales that are just buying that on repeat. They just have it like auto charging to their credit card. They don't even think about it. And then the rest are made up of like actual players who are farming because they're like, oh, I want to unlock this character or that character. And not to shit on this product, because I do think it's good. It's very, very competitively priced compared to other games. Listen, I don't want to have this conversation now because people will disagree with me, but you're wrong. Marvel Future Fight is still one of the cheapest games to play if you are a collectionist. Yeah, if you're like a Giga Whale, Godzillinator level, you need like 1,000 brilliant CTPs. Yeah, you're gonna get, you're gonna get roughhoused, right? The dildo of consequence is going to arrive, and it's never lubed. Sure, but for everybody else, for the other 99.99% of players, the game is super cheap. Super cheap, right? Like the fact that you're $11 and you can just boom, I unlocked him today, I unlocked her tomorrow, I unlocked him the next day, I unlocked her the next day. No other game allows you to do that. So I don't mean to poo-poo on this. I just still see so much potential in this game, and this is just a very simple way for them to take a formula that I believe has been working out really well for them lately to bring players back, They improved the Cosmic Core, which I actually genuinely think brought players back because more players get CTPs in their hand. More players feel like, you know, their regular daily rewards and their daily routine is rewarding them with more things. They made the Timeline Survival a limited time event, which I think was a great idea because the game was too bloated with permanent content. This Groot thing, I think, is kind of dumb, to be honest. I think somebody just pitched it because they had this graphic and they wanted to use it. Maybe it's an MFR thing. I don't know, because MFR used Groot and Rocket so much. I don't know. Honestly, I think the Groot update support event will probably disappear in like a year or so. They'll just like quietly disintegrate it because it's kind of just shit. It's just boring and dumb. And yeah, you have these like little PNGs of the Sprout getting bigger, but like there's nothing. There's no animation. There's no movie. There's no sound effects. There's nothing, right? It's kind of dumb. So yeah, I think like I think most of the events in the game are very good, but I think they could definitely make it better. And just to go along with this, again, these are just really simple things, but they could just have an event where it's like, hey guys, for X-Men 97 update or whatever, for the symbiote update, for the zombies update, we're going to be changing which artifacts you can farm in the dimension rifts. So here's what the new schedule looks like, right? Tomorrow, instead of Wave, it's going to be, I don't know, whoever, Namor. The next day, instead of Luna, it's going to be, you know, again, whoever, right? It's going to be Apocalypse. It's not going to be Apocalypse, but you get what I'm saying, right? It's going to be Hela. And then you just do that for a week. And that's going to bring players in, man. I guarantee it's going to bring players in. And if anything, it's also going to just give you free advertising. Because when they make events like that, so many content creators are going to jump on that shit, myself included, and be like, guys, now's the perfect time to come back to the game. They're giving away all this free stuff. So yeah, last but not least, I want to quickly cover the what is this shop called? The penny shop, the dollar shop, whatever this is called. The special mini shop, excuse me. The special mini shop. Somebody tagged me and they were like, hey, you can buy this every day now. Yeah, you can buy this every day. It's $4 for 150 carbonadium. It's pretty bad. Just to help you do the math, add a 0 to the carbonadium at the top and add a 0 to the price. So now you're paying $40 for 1,500 carbonadium. On average, you need 4,500 carbonadium to tier 4 a regular cost character like your Iron Mans, your Thors, your Hulks. So that means just in carbonadium, if you wanted to buy this, you would need to spend $140 just to have enough carbonadium. So this represents an absolutely atrocious return on investment. It's called ROI, return on investment. This is an absolutely dog tier reward, like ROI. It's very, very bad. And in order for it to be good, you're looking at like 500 carbonadium plus. And you can just do the math when you go ahead and you look at how much you're getting when you buy something like this pack for $55. This is also bad, but keep in mind you do get 3 different resources. You get Soul of the Faltine, Carbo, and Life Seed, and you get crystals, and it's still a bad product. So yeah, hope that helps. Anywho, that's my idea. I think they need to lean more into limited time events, and they should target low spending players first, because that's going to bring back the most eyes and hands. That sounds creepy, but it's going to bring back most players who will play the game regularly. Anyways, hit me up in the comments down below. Let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching. Smash the like button if you enjoy the content, and I will see you tomorrow. Oh no, I'll see you tonight. Yeah, show up tonight. Yeah. The live stream's tonight. I'll see you here, back here at 9 p.m. Eastern tonight. Zombie out.